Hey everyone, my name is Kelly from Transformative Healing, and I'm super excited today to talk to you about one of my favorite subjects, which is healing the subconscious mind. The reason that I'm bringing this to you today is because I have had a lot of people ask me, how do you do that? How do you heal those programs and those repetitive patterns that have been created that keep blocking you from being the best version of yourself? And I love that because I want everybody to be the best human that they can possibly be. Because when you are, that means that you are evolving beautifully on a spiritual level. So, how do we do that? How do we get rid of those patterns, or how do we reprogram those patterns to turn them from toxic into something that is healthy? Well, one of the best ways to address your problems when they come up would be to train your subconscious mind. Yes, that's right. I said train. It's just like if you were somebody who played sports, you train, and you train so much to the point that you don't even think about it. And it just becomes, we call it rote memory, but it just becomes something that you just do. And it's just natural and good and helps you really move forward in your life. So, of course, that probably sounds really bizarre to some of you that you have to train your subconscious. But I'm telling you right now, anything and everything that we do throughout the entire day, our subconscious mind is controlling it. It is controlling everything that's going on in our life. So, we want to heal and reprogram the subconscious mind by strengthening it and help building that endurance as we strengthen it. Again, just like in sports, right? If we want to be the best team or be a really good player or contributor to that team, what do we need to do? We do a lot of strength training and we do a lot of endurance training, right? And it doesn't matter what sport it is, but you want to be able to. I played soccer, so I always wanted to be able to play 90 minutes as if it was nothing, so that if I had to play an additional 90 minutes, I would have that strength and that endurance to also play a whole nother soccer game. So we've got to do the same thing with our subconscious mind. And when we strengthen it and we help build that endurance, we then can live a life that is a lot happier, a lot easier, just, really living to our fullest potential. So one of the ways that we can enhance the self-healing nature of our subconscious mind, again, is we have to practice, and we have to practice following some of these tips and tricks that I'm going to give you to remove all of those subconscious blocks that are in the way of your life. So, what's one of the best ways to do that? So, well, let's first talk about, how do you even access your subconscious mind? So, there's a variety of ways to access that unconscious part of your mind. And many of you will recognize these three that I'm probably going to bring up, but these three are very important because it's one of the easiest things that we can do. So, the subconscious mind can be accessed through meditation, visualization, and most importantly, repetition. And the reason that I say repetition is because those patterns that you don't like and that you don't want anymore were created due to repetition. And so when I talk about repetition, it's really important because I'm going to kind of go back to what I originally said about how our subconscious mind really does control our life. So we have a lot of patterns, believe it or not, that our subconscious mind plays and replays and just keeps going. Some of those patterns are really healthy and really good and help us. Other patterns, not so much. Those patterns that are healthy for us, a really good example is, I don't know about you, but I have done this, driving home. So an example would be driving home from work. You get in your car, you push the gas, you start going, suddenly you're in your driveway and you do not remember anything between the time you left work to the time you arrived in your driveway. That is a pattern or a subroutine that we fall into that creates that drive home without us even consciously being aware of it. And the subconscious has done it so many times that it's just automatically running that program. It knows that when you leave work, that you're supposed to go from work to home, and that part of what its job is to get you there safely. So that's an example of a positive pattern, a subroutine that we run every single day if you work every single day. But that's just a really good example of one of those healthy patterns. And then we can have those really unhealthy patterns where maybe we keep dating the wrong people. Maybe we think that we're putting boundaries up, but we're not. It can be a lot of different things. Maybe it's we keep getting triggered at the same time of the day, a trauma pattern that's happening or that has happened or that has been created and deeply rooted into our subconscious. So one of the goals that we want to do is with repetition, we want to reprogram it into something that is so much better, so much healthier for us, and that we can really live a happy life. So we want to be able to reach the subconscious, clear out all of the limiting and detrimental beliefs and patterns that we have been clinging on to that have really been impeding our healing process. All right. So how do we do that? Okay, we're going to start with number one. And number one is start your day with nothing. What does that mean? To make your entire day to just be happy, joyous, and energetic, you need to keep in mind having an empty mind is important when you wake up. And if you are like me, this can be almost impossible, right? Because I wake up in the morning and what is the first thing I do? I start running through the list of all the things that I need to do for the day. Well, it's really important that when you wake up that you try to have that blank canvas within your mind. So when all these thoughts start flooding your head, you need to really determine or even have a conversation with your conscious mind that says, all right, conscious mind, here are all of these thoughts. If they are not meant for me right now, I want you to swish them out, send them away. And believe it or not, a lot of those thoughts that come into your mind, especially when you first wake up in the morning, have nothing to do with you. And you will have a few of those thoughts that do, but you can swish them away and ask your conscious mind to bring them back in at a time that is better for you and at a time when you can actually deal with them. So you should not be thinking about anything when you wake up in the morning. Literally just be a blank canvas. And because you're creating that blank canvas, you can start your day by painting that canvas with all sorts of colors of positivity, happiness, whatever it is that you want to bring into your life or experience for that day. And now that we're on the topic of your thoughts, number two is we really need to be mindful about the thoughts that we're allowing to come in. We've got to be careful about what we allow into our mind. Your mind is a very sacred space. So we do not want to let toxicity or anything that can create blocks or unhealthy patterns come into our mind. So yes, we do need our conscious mind, even though part of accessing our subconscious mind is pushing that conscious mind away. But we do need to analyze the thoughts that are coming in and only allow positive thoughts to enter your mind. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying sometimes, Kelly, things happen. I can't always have a positive thought, but I'm going to tell you that's not true. If you have something negative that comes in, we can create that and turn that into a positive thought by taking a step back, really expanding out our perspective and seeing what that thought is. Seeing how that thought is for what it is. Sorry, see what happened? I almost got, I have some mind blank kick in there, but we want to see that thought for what it is and see it from an objective point of view. When we're looking at things objectively, we oftentimes can see it from a positive lens. So we want to make sure that the thoughts that come in are positive, that if they're not, we want to take a step back, widen our perspective, see it for what it really is. Because one negative thought that enters into our life it can create almost these chains of all these negative thoughts that then create blockages in our life, which will eventually destroy our happiness. And who wants that? So it's really important that you are very aware of what you're allowing into your sacred space. And also, too, what you're allowing into your sacred space, honoring that you have control over that and not allowing that negativity to overpower your mind. All right. So, another way that we can really work on reprogramming the subconscious is to activate a self-healing function in your subconscious mind. And that would help keep yourself busy from all the negativity that you're allowing in, right? Keeping yourself busy in a positive way. Healing is always positive. It's not easy, but it's positive because you're doing work and you're doing self-help and self-care for yourself. So you just need to remember and go ahead, put this in the back of your mind that you are healthy, that you are happy, that you are very capable, that you are valuable while you're busying yourself with all your daily chores or your daily work. And when you keep replaying that program, you can convince your mind that you are happy and healthy and valuable and very capable. And that will end up turning into one of those positive patterns. All right. So now this is actually one of my favorites to help really reprogram that subconscious mind, to kick out those ugly programs and bring in those really good and beautiful programs, but playing relaxing music, especially when you are playing some relaxing music at the end of your day and you're no longer bothered with all of the stuff and chaos from work or anything else that you're doing, but you can sit in a very comfortable position, just relax and just play some calming music. And another great thing is in that calming music, if for example, if you're doing like a binaural beat that has affirmations in it that can give you that positive self-talk, whoo, that really does wonders to be able to start reprogramming all of that old programming that's no longer serving you. So when you're listening to really calming melodies and tones, actually what happens inside of you is that your cortisol level begins to significantly reduce. So it gives you a free way to communicate with your inner self. It gives you a free way with no cars on it to be able to communicate with your subconscious. So whenever you're feeling tired, restless, anxious, overwhelmed, stressed, whatever you want to throw into that soup, then you should really practice listening to music just to help calm your nerves and to just heal your mind. And even if you're doing something, if you have an activity that you need to do, you can play this music in the background. And it really does have a physiological effect on your nervous system, which can help it calm down. Okay, so meditation. I talked about meditation, and within meditation, I also consider part of visualization, right? Because a lot of time that's we meditate, we can also bring visualization into what it is that we're doing. But when we perform meditation, even if we do yoga, if we can train ourselves to do that daily, you can enhance the healing powers of your subconscious mind. And honestly, this is a very good and quick way to do it. And while you are in meditation, again, you could be in meditation playing that soothing, calming music, or you could be playing another meditation in the background that has that calming, soothing music that also has those positive affirmations that are repeating over and over again. And when we do that, it really helps to reprogram our subconscious mind. And two, the meditations that we do, however you do that, whether that's sitting quietly for 10, 15 minutes, a half hour, or even through active meditation, believe it or not, we can get ourselves into a state that will allow us to be able to start reprogramming our subconscious mind and bringing us into a calmer mental state. So when we meditate, we're actually flushing out all of those toxins and negativity that are stored within our body. It can also help boost our immune functions. And then when we boost our immunity, we actually create a calmer mental internal state. So if you're suffering from either physical or mental challenges, I really recommend that you start performing meditation if you can, even if it's 2 or 5 minutes a day. Really start practicing that and really incorporating that into your life to really heal your mind, body, and your soul. So you should always remember that the subconscious mind can control your mental and physical processes. So your subconscious mind is never at rest. It doesn't take a break. It doesn't go to sleep. It's working even when we are asleep. So when you follow all of the right methods to really harness those healing abilities that are within your subconscious mind, then I'm telling you, you can lead such a much better life, just filled with happiness. You'll really begin to see what your potential is. And it's just a really incredible thing to do. So, last but not least, what I was talking about, and I mentioned it a couple times within the music and the meditation, is repetition. Repetition is key to wanting to reprogram your mind. I think the saying is that it takes you 90 days to build a healthy habit and only 30 days to break it. That really is true, because what happens is that when we really want to create that healthy positive habit or pattern in our life, we have to really consciously make an effort to make that happen. And unfortunately, as human beings, and you probably have all heard that, is we're naturally sometimes hardwired to be negative or to really fall back into whatever makes us comfortable. So that's why it takes longer to really build that habit. But the way to do that is through repetition. You've got to keep doing it. So I'm going to go back again to the music or those meditations that repeat those positive affirmations over and over again. That's a great way to reprogram your subconscious mind. Or if you want to incorporate meditation into your daily routine, you got to sit down and you got to do the meditation, or you got to go out for that walk and do that active meditation. But we've got to make sure that we continuously keep doing that. The minute that we decide to fall back into the comfort zone, our subconscious will kick in and get excited, because a lot of times until we have that new healthy pattern programmed in there, it's going to revert back to what is easiest, what is most comfortable. So it's really important that you repeat those positive things that you're wanting to do. All right. So those are my few tips and tricks that I have for you. Give them a try. Let me know how they work out. Let me know which one is your favorite one. You can post that down below, but just give it a shot. Truthfully, you have nothing to lose, because when you do these things, you're going to find that your life's going to get better. You're going to have more happiness. You're going to find joy. You're really going to move those challenges and those blocks out of the way and really step into that beautiful human being that you came here to be. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to the next time. And thank you for your questions. I appreciate it. If any of you have any questions about anything else other than this, and you want me to give it a shot to answer them, go ahead and post them below, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions, make a video on it. But most importantly, really what I want is I just want everybody to be their greatest and best version of themselves. All right. Bye for now, everyone. Until next time.